Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Virgin to Me. I am all by myself, This week, I did not bring Kelly Roma with me, but hopefully she'll come back soon. So we are going to talk about you have now booked your very first, or maybe some other, but probably wouldn't need these tips if you have booked several, but your very first Virgin Voyage. What do you do is what we're going to talk about. So what is next when you book your fabulous Virgin Voyage? What do you do next? So the very first tip is before you sail, please, for the love of everything holy, download, not Onboard, geez Louise, download the app, the Virgin Voyages app. It is a red app with a V in it and the logo, basically. So I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on mine. But download that ASAP. If you just booked, download that app, because what you're going to do is you want to check in and make sure that you check in and get your boarding time. That is the very first thing that I want you to do, or that anybody's going to want you to do, but you're going to want to do because it's going to get you the earliest boarding time available. So the couple other things that are just maybe not that you're, thinking about, so I just want to say those really quickly, is check your name and spelling and make sure your personal details are correct. So they must match your passport or your ID. So when you choose your boarding time, you can swipe all the way to the boarding time choice, or you can fill out everything. So you can actually check in. I'm going to be honest, I leave on Sunday, haven't checked in yet. I have picked a boarding time, but I have not checked in. This is par for the course for me. So you can actually pick a boarding time without checking in, meaning going through all the things that you have to do. So one of the things you have to do is actually put in your passport, take a picture, do all that stuff. You have to agree to the terms and conditions. You have to sign a little contract there and know that that contract does make you abide to the rules, which would be like, act appropriate. So just know that that is in there. So if you ever end up in jail on Virgin, know that you signed the contract saying you're going to act appropriate. So a lot of people do say that and say, I've heard that story where people will be like, hey, how did I end up here? Well, you actually signed the contract that said you were going to act appropriately. So act appropriately. So that's what that contract is. The other thing that's going to ask you about is, are you pregnant? Got to answer that. Doesn't matter. You got to answer that. And the other thing is fill out your credit card info, how you're going to pay. And then I think that was by memory, by the way. I think that was it. That's all you have to do. And then you get to pick your boarding time. But if you don't want to go through all of those things, you can just pick your boarding time. So you have to swipe till you get to the boarding time section, and you can pick that one and then go back and add all of that in. So don't stress. Here's a pro tip. Don't stress if you get 145. If you get 145, you're nailing it. That is the first people to board. So you want to make sure that you, if you get 145, you're super happy. It's not like every other cruise line where you get 10:30 in the morning. Then you're like uber happy. This is not that cruise line. 1:45 is great. 2 o'clock is great. 2:15 is even good. So all of those times are actually really, really good. So don't stress if you get 2 o'clock, 2:15. If you're used to other boarding or other cruise lines, you're going to be like, oh, this time is not good. No, it's actually really good. You're going to want to join our Cruise Tips and Deals page. If you have not joined our Cruise Tips and Deals page, it's called Virgin Voyages Cruise Tips and Deals. It's on Facebook. We talk about it all the time. We post all kinds of things. We give you all kinds of tips. We also post a bunch of deals. Make sure that you join that, because that's going to help you. And plus, people answer questions all the time. So if you're looking for a group to kind of answer your questions, that would be great as well. There are also cruise date specific groups. So like, for example, one of my favorite trips that I'm going on real soon is the Iceland. It's what is it called? It's England to Norway to Iceland, I think is the actual name of it, but it leaves on July 27th. But there are several groups to that. I've joined all of them just to see if anyone says anything different. But there are cruise date specific groups on Facebook that you can join and kind of get some ideas. So the other thing you want to do is mark your calendar. You want to mark your calendar with all the important dates. If you are a non-rock star, you're going to have at 120 days, your excursions are going to open. That's also going to be your final payment. as well as rock stars. That will be your final payment as well. But we're going to talk about non-rock stars, which is excursions will open at 120 days. Your final payment is actually due at 120 days. Your dining will open at 45 days prior to departure. And that's kind of your most, I'm trying to think, are we missing any dates? I think that's really it. So mark those dates on your calendar. 120 days to departure and a 45 days to departure. Dining opens, Shore Things open, and final payment. That's non-rock stars. So rock stars, your Shore Things will open at 135 days and 60 days for dining. But your final payment is still due on 120. Everyone's final payment is due on 120. So know that. Flights and transportation, I highly suggest that you book early. You're going to want to book that. Well, let's see. Sweet spot, I think, for international would be, in my opinion, 9 to 11 months. It used to be 6 to 9. But if you want like premium economy or if you want first class, definitely the earlier the better. There's not a lot of wiggle room on those first class tickets. I'm going to be honest with you. And they go fast because obviously there's, tiny bit of space up there in first class. So if you're looking for first class or premium economy, book that stuff almost the minute that you book, depending on how far out that you booked your cruise. But if you're going international, book that stuff very quickly. I would say 9 to 11 months. Honestly, I know that's a little, it's pretty far out, but it goes fast because you have such a small cabin and that stuff goes fast. Now, if you're traveling on non-seasonal dates like late October, November, you're going to find that, first class isn't going to sell out as fast. Or maybe even April. I wouldn't even go into May at this point. I think even May is busy. Flights are crazy. Let's just start there. So it's hard to really tell. Just keep an eye on it. But 100% book those flights, especially if you want first class and premium in international. Book that as soon as you can and really keep an eye on it. Hotels, as you know, fluctuate in price a little bit more than flights, I would say, especially first class, because first class and premium don't fluctuate as much as the economy class. I would say that fluctuates a bit more. First class is pretty steady. As it fills up, the price is going to go up. So you want to make sure that you book that stuff early for first class and premium because that price is always going to be lower as it fills up. Did I say that right? Wait. The first class and premium will always be lower before it fills up, not as it fills up. So I didn't say that very well. So you want to book that, book flights early and aim to arrive the day before your cruise to avoid delays. So international flights for Virgin Voyages, if you book an international flight, make sure that you really pay attention to that time that you arrive and look because majority of the time it's going to be the next day. It's going to be the next day in the morning, and that's okay. So if you want to come in the day of arrival, it's okay. I wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest coming in 2 days. So that would mean you would do 2 days before your sail away date. So you would pick a flight that leaves 2 days before, and that means you would arrive in the morning the day before you leave, spend the night there. That gives you some wiggle room if anything happens, basically. But there are people that book it the day before and arrive the morning of, and off you go. But I will say it will help you enjoy that first day a little bit more. So remember that in an international flight, it will help you a lot more if you can come in even a couple days before. That is my recommendation 100%, that if you can come in for an international flight at least a couple days, 3 days before, you're going to see that you're going to adjust a little bit more to the time and be able to be pretty adjusted by the time you get on the cruise. And that way you can enjoy your cruise a little bit more. You're not kind of sleeping the cruise away because you're totally off on jet lag. So my biggest tip for international traveling is you get in the morning. For those of us in the US, you'll land in the morning. In Europe, usually anywhere between 6 and 9 a.m. is depending on your flight. You'll land about that time. Stay up. Don't take a nap. You are going to hate me for it. You're going to be like, this was the worst experience of my life. But I promise you this, if you get through that little bit there, like it's around noon, 1 o'clock, where you're literally like falling asleep at like whatever castle you're standing in or whatever palace you're walking through, or whatever church you're walking through. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't take it anymore. Push through it, because if you can make it to at least 7 at the latest, 7, 8, 9, you will thank me the next day, because you will sleep 100% through the night. You'll wake up the next morning at the correct time, and you will be set right. Now, will your body still feel it? Yes, your body's still going to kind of have that feeling of like, oh, I'm hungry at this time, and it's definitely not time to eat. You will feel that, or well, I'm kind of tired, but your body will be adjusted, or I take that back. Your sleep schedule will be adjusted on that time frame. If you stay up that full day that you get there, do not nap. Do whatever you can not to nap, because it works. I promise you, I've done it a bazillion times and it works. And I will say that more often than not, I really honestly don't feel the jet lag because of the fact that I make sure I stay up that time all the way till 9 p.m. usually, sometimes later, sometimes 11 if I'm partying till the break of dawn. No break of dawn, just partying. But so that's my suggestion on international flights. But if you're here local, stateside, book your flights early. Obviously, as you know, that Southwest has their own time frame where, oh gosh, I want to say it's like 6 months, 9 months, something like that. I don't have Southwest time frame, but they don't open up their flights right away. So if Southwest is one of your favorite airlines, make sure you pay attention to that. But yeah, stateside, I would say 3 to 6 months is a sweet spot. That's my opinion, but keep an eye on it. You might find something different. As far as transfers are concerned, you can book transfers through Virgin if you want to. There's also some disembarkation transfers that's actually in the Shore Things. So when you're looking through your Shore Things, it will say Miami transfer to the airport, and you can click on it and book it. I'm not sure if there's an arrival one. I have to be honest. I'll have to look into that one, or you can arrange transportation on your own. I will say Miami's great for Uber, but I will also say that Miami has really bad traffic right now. Something's going on with the port. I've had transport several times by the same driver because he's phenomenal and I absolutely love him. I use him all the time. His name's Russ. He tells me everything and I love him. He'll tell you everything, not just me. It's not just me. He'll literally get you in the back seat and you're like, all right, Russ, thanks for your whole life story. Can I just get to where I'm going? No, he's great. I absolutely love him. But he's telling me that at the port, they're trying to kind of work through things and figure out what's going on traffic wise. So it has been awful traffic, I guess, the last couple weekends. So what happens is, like, if you're sailing out on a Wednesday or Friday, well, Friday was probably pretty bad too. I'm trying to think when Virgin really sails out. Wednesday is going to be like the only easy day, I would guess, because there's literally nobody in port. All of the ships are gone. So Friday, a lot of people come back. A lot of the ships come back because they're coming back for the weekend turns. Saturday, obviously, those are the week-long turns. So those will have a lot of people on Sunday as well. So those 3 days, obviously, there's a ton of ships in port. Well, Miami Port has been trying to figure out. I gotta be honest, I don't know what they're figuring out. It worked fine, but they keep closing down the tunnel or closing over the bridge. Like, no one understands why they're closing these things off. But this is what Russ keeps telling me, that they're playing with it to just play with the traffic, which I gotta be honest, there should be no playing with traffic because nobody has time for that. But it is causing quite a commotion. So just be careful with that. Obviously, if you're listening to this and you didn't look at the date, I'm telling you this in the end of March of 2025. So depending on when you listen to this podcast, know that is when I'm telling you that they're having this issue. If you listen to it months from now, everything could be great. You may not have any issues, but know that there is definitely a traffic issue that they're kind of working through in Miami and shutting things down to make sure, I don't know, to see traffic flows, but it's causing quite a commotion. So just be careful with that and make sure you leave yourself a lot of time. Sorry, that was a long explanation for leave yourself a lot of time. The fourth thing that we want to talk about is your travel documents. This has been a point of contention for so many people on our group at Virgin Voyages, Cruise Tips and Deals. The rule is Virgin requires a passport. So that is exactly what they say, that we require a passport. Now, is there an exception to the rule? Yes. They finally made the exception to the rule. Thank goodness. Because a closed loop sailing, you can use your birth certificate and your driver's license. If you are international, there's no way around that. I hope you understand that and know that. That is a given. You cannot fly without a passport. Now, the reason why Virgin actually says that is because, listen, let's be honest, they don't want to deal with it. They've never told me this, but I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to deal with it either. If you just say straight across the board, everyone has to have a passport, everyone's good, life is good. If you get left behind, great, you're good to go. So get a passport. That's what the rule is. But can you, on a closed loop sailing out of Miami, have driver's license and birth certificate? Yes, you can, but you need a passport. So passport recommendation is you must make sure that it's valid for at least 6 months prior to your disembarkation date. So if you leave on June 1st, it must be valid till December 1st, basically. If it's not, if it expires 11/1 or 10/1 or 9/1, anywhere in that range, you might have an issue. That's what the rule is. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. I won't give my opinion, but that is what the rule is. I would say don't wait to double check your documents. Honestly, just check them as soon as you get, as soon as you book, see what those are. I have heard so many people run into, I thought my passport didn't expire, and it does. So just check it, and that way you're golden. And you're good to go. And it's better to have a passport. I know that it's not cheap, but it's better to have a passport. Guess what? You get it for 10 days, or 10 days. Jeez Louise. You get it for 10 years, and you don't have to do it again. So that's always good. So once you're on board, yay, you've made it through all of the fun things prior. All of the fun things prior. Once you're on board, here are the things that I totally suggest. First things to do. I would 100% go book your spa and your shows. If you didn't get the dining that you wanted at the times that you wanted, say you missed the 45-day mark because, I don't know, you forgot, whatever it may be. You can check while you're in the terminal. You can definitely check and see if you can get on the Wi-Fi. You have to be on the Wi-Fi in order to access that dining. When you check in the terminal, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work, as soon as you get on board, I would head straight to the dining. There's usually different people stationed throughout right there on deck 7. If you're getting on board in Miami, it's deck 7. There's different people stationed there. So a dining person will be there to help you. If that line is long, go downstairs to deck 5 and they can help you with dining there as well. And that is at Razzle Dazzle. So Razzle Dazzle is actually where the dining is. There's a bunch of people for that one. So I would go there, and rumor has it that they hold dining back, and that's not the case. So they are changing things right now. So I don't want to tell you how the current system works, because the system is actually changing in literally like days, which is exciting, which is so cool that travel agents will be able to book dining again, because right now we can't book it for our clients, but the system's changing. So I won't tell you what the old system is, because hopefully this new system is fabulous and wonderful, because the old system was not so good. So you can go down to deck 5 and book dining there. The next thing that I would do is, if you want spa, definitely go book your spa. There's a spa lady or spa person that will be there booking spa right there on deck 7, or you can head straight down to the spa and they'll help you there. And shows. Those are the 3 things that I would book. But if you've done your dining and it's good to go because you booked it and you did a fantastic job at 45 days, which is amazing. Good for you. Woo! Nailed it. All you need to do is spa and dining and onboard activities. So all of that can be done through the app as soon as you board. Get on the app and book, connect to the Wi-Fi and then book everything that way. You don't even have to see anybody. That's the genius part about it. You can 100% walk on board, connect to Wi-Fi. As soon as you connect, it's all there on the app, and you can start picking the things. You can pick the grog walk. You can pick Lotteria. You can pick Bubbles and Bites. You can pick, the champagne painting thing. So you can pick all of that stuff right ahead, or right when you get on board. If you want to split sailor loot, which is not always a thing. I will be honest with you. Definitely head down to Sailor Services and see if they can do that for you. Check the app for rotating activities, like we talked about. The cocktail, which is called Shot for Shot. That's where you're gonna do a mixology class. Boozy painting. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Line dancing, VHS workouts, all of that stuff. Check the app for that to sign up for it. And you can do all that as soon as you get on board. But the very cool thing, if you are used to sailing other cruise lines, this cruise line, because you're getting on board so late in the afternoon, you can go straight to your room. So if you don't want to do all of the activity things that we just talked about and standing around in deck 7, which is what I usually suggest, stand around in deck 7 and just on your app, you can go straight to your room and do it there. So your room is available and open. So go drop your bags, get rid of it. Don't carry it around, which is glorious. So the other cruise lines, when you get on at 10:30, 11 o'clock, your room is not ready because they're not ready because everyone just vacated it like an hour ago. So everything is ready. So go drop your bags, grab lunch, have a drink, start exploring, see what the ship's about. Go grab your favorite spot. I know people go straight to the pool and they're like in their bathing suit. I don't know how they do it, but like I swear they're like walking up the stairs, taking their clothes off and in their bathing suit, and they're like at the pool. And I love them for that. I think that's fantastic. Walk the ship, go see the dock. So like deck 7 is a place to see everything. And don't miss, the one thing I tell my clients is don't miss the loose cannon. It's this tiny hidden bar. I want to call it a speakeasy, but it's not. So please know that. It's a little pirate bar that's hidden in the social club, like in the back on deck 7. And a lot of people miss it. I can't tell you how many people are like, I had no idea this was here. You just miss it. And it's this tiny bar. It's so cute and super fun. And that's where you get the shock-to-buzz. So make sure you get the shock-to-buzz because it's amazing. And just so you know, it's a group activity. Don't have it with just 2 people like Kelly and I did. So yeah, check out all that stuff. Like I said, spa services, you want to do that to make sure. And there's actually discounts if you want to book something for the spa on day of embarkation. So if you do want to have the spa and book it the day of embarkation, you'll get a little bit of a discount. There's also a discount for the spa if you book several things. Say you get 3 things. I think it's like, oh gosh, don't quote me on this, but it's like 15, 20, 30% off. So like they give you a discount for the amount of things that you book. So if you book 3 things, you get a discount. So onboard activities that I love, I think I kind of already mentioned them already, is Bubbles and Bites, which is the champagne and chicken that I love. I also love Lotteria. I love boozy painting. Oh my gosh, I love boozy painting. I am so not good at painting. This is where you actually learn that you are not a painter, but who cares because you're drinking. But it's the funniest thing. You'll look over and you'll be like, how is that person so good at painting? They're like, I'm not. No, they're like Picasso over there. You're like, what the heck is happening next to me? I'm like the kindergartner. The person next to me is like Mr. Picasso. But honest to God, still go. It's super fun. It's something that like, I wouldn't go to a painting class normally, but I totally would there, especially if you're going to serve me champagne. So I'm going to have at that. Go to Opa Hour, which is super fun. That's at the dock. And then one of my favorite things to do is late night pizza and ice cream. The ice cream does close at a certain hour. I don't know off the top of my head what time it closes, so don't miss it. I can't tell you how many times I was on the ship and never made it to ice cream, which is kind of funny, but finally did recently. So room service is actually available, but with limited menu late at night. So keep that in mind. The other thing I want to talk about is events and entertainment. We kind of touched a little bit on it. The ship show and Another Rose you have to book as soon as you get on board because those are dining shows. So make sure that you book those as soon as you get on board because they will sell out. The ship show is free. Another Rose is not because it comes with alcohol. So keep that in mind. So ship show and Another Rose you have to book when you get on board and they do sell out pretty quickly. I'm going to be honest with you. So get that the minute you get on board if you were looking for that. I'm not in love with the ship show. Oh gosh, don't kill me for saying that. I don't love it. It's a variety show. I will say it's got a band, it's got a singer, it's got performance acts, it's got a MC, got dancers. Yeah, I don't love it. But Another Rose, Hands down. Go see it. Go see it 5 times, however many times you can see it. Go see it. I love it. Use your sailor loot for it because it's phenomenal. The drinks are phenomenal. The food is even better. So go see that. Everything else for entertainment is pretty much a walk up. So like all the other shows, you can just walk up. They do have a line outside. So rock stars have a separate line to get into. So they'll go in first. They'll get for priority boarding for any show, and then everyone else after that. So I would say get there about a half hour early if you really want to see a show. Misbehave sells out. I will tell you that. So any ship that you're on, Misbehave is super popular. Don't miss it. It's amazing. Super fun. No matter who the cast is. Awesome. Two of my favorite parties are obviously the PJ party and Scarlet Night. So Scarlet Night, do not miss Scarlet Night. That is epic and is on every single ship. So is PJ party on every single ship. And it's funny, I keep seeing on the Virgin Voyages cruise tips and deals page, people keep saying my PJ party is not loaded on my on my lineup. And I'm like, it's going to be there. Trust me, it's not going away. That PJ party is so popular. Like you can't move. Like you're jam-packed in that place. And it's outdoors, this party. It's on deck 16. It's in the back in the athletic club. It is definitely totally busy and everyone loves it. So a couple chill spots to hang out in when you get on board. The perch at sunrise is amazing. There's usually yoga there at 8 a.m. or earlier, maybe even 7. The dock at sunset is also amazing, but it's super, super packed back there because everybody knows it's awesome. And if you're cool enough to have Richard's rooftop access, that is an amazing place for sunset as well. The Sun Club is also open to all, and that is also cool. The poolside DJ sets and bingo arcade games and board games at the social club is also really fun and super fun places to hang out and meet people and have a good time. So final tips, closing out the what to do when you book Virgin Voyages, all the steps. Don't try to do everything. I got to be honest, you're not going to hit it all. There's times that I'm like, I didn't go to that this time, which is sad, right? Because I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't know when the last time I was in the arcade, which makes me sad because I love the arcade. The arcade's free. Don't miss it if you can't, because like it's a great like hangout to just pop in and be like, oh, this place is cool. It's totally free. You don't have to pay anything, so don't let that scare you. It's all open, but you know, you're not going to get to do everything. So you miss happy OPA hour. Go next time. Go to OPA hour next time. Give yourself some space to enjoy. Be social. Say hi to people. I will tell you that people are just friendly on the cruise. Adults are just more friendly on the ship. You're going to be like, I just had a conversation with this guy or this girl in the elevator. I had no idea that I would have this conversation with them. It just happens like randomly because everyone's just like talking to each other. Join a group event. So if you're solo, there's amazing group events if you're solo. So you will have a letter in your cabin that talks about solo events that you can join. I'm actually thinking about going on a solo cruise and everyone keeps giving me a hard time here in the office. I still think that I should just to go on a solo cruise and be like, hey, I'm solo. I'm riding solo. Who sings that song? Flow Rider? I don't know. Akon? Somebody. Not me, that's for sure. So join a group. And if you ever feel unsure about anything, check the app or stop by Sailor Services, or you can always ask your TA. So I will say that Sailor Services is a great tool. And one of my biggest tips that I try to tell everyone, please, for the love of everything, don't go to deck 5. Trust me, you will be waiting in a line. I don't care when you go. You want to go at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock in the morning, there will be a line. Send a message in your app. That's what the app is for. Save yourself the aggravation. Save yourself the time standing in line. If you can, send a message in the app so you don't have to go stand there in line during your vacation. Nobody wants you to do that. I don't want you to do that. Neither does Virgin Voyages. They want you to enjoy your vacation. So send a message in the app. Let them handle it and hope that they do. If they don't, then you still might have to stand in line, and that might be the case. But that is one of my biggest tips. Don't stand in line, send a message in the app. So with that being said, hopefully we've talked about everything that you need to do after you book your fabulous Virgin Voyage. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them, and hopefully you'll book with Fabulous Adventures because we have all kinds of exclusive tips and deals. And I'll leave you with my favorite phrase, or our favorite phrase, which is, you float our boat. And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye.